So this is the run on the bank here, right? This is like everyone getting out, right? But you'll notice that there was also this trend down, and also what the hell happened here, right? I saw this and I thought, is this an error in FTX labeling on Glassnode or something? It just didn't make sense. They'd been building up this stockpile of Bitcoin, as they won more and more trust. This is all of our customer funds on that exchange. And then suddenly, as Three Arrows collapses, 55,000 of their 130,000 Bitcoins got withdrawn.
Hey guys, welcome back to Library of Wealth. Today we have Willy giving us an update on the crash of FTX and what most people missed about the internal numbers of their crypto holdings. Sam Bankman-Fried has re-emerged in recent days to do interviews on what his role in the downfall was and where the crypto market will go from here. We didn't see much ownership from SBF on the loss of customer funds or the allocation of FTX's holdings with respect to where investors' money went. Willy discovered something through the monitoring of his own FTX investment, which caused him to withdraw his own Bitcoin before the company went under. Let's check out this interview as Willy explains what he uncovered during his monitoring of FTX in real time before its inevitable collapse. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you enjoy the content we do here on this channel. Let's get right into the video.
Just got greedy. Just got very greedy. I mean, if he'd stayed in the long run and didn't do the greedy stuff, I mean, he would have the best exchange out there to use. So these are all the coins on exchanges. Everyone's getting the coins off the exchanges right now. Let's zoom into FTX. This is Bitcoin only right now. You have to go onto CryptoQuant, I think, to get the stable coins. So this is the run on the bank here, right? This is like everyone getting out, right? But you'll notice that there was also this trend down, and also what the hell happened here, right? SBF, see, we're doing a bit of cold storage movement here, nothing to be worried about. No one called them out on it. I thought it was maybe this move to a new labels that were still FTF. You see this sometimes, as you see.
Right, moving from one exchange wallet to another, and nobody knows the new wallet. Right.
Yeah, right. But Glassnode didn't pick that up, right? They maintained that it went out of the exchange. So no one actually called it out. And after that point, so what happened there, right? Is like, did Alameda need to plug a hole in their books after 3AC collapsed? But after that, look at this. This is like a constant trend downward with Bitcoin reserves. Like the guys that knew that FTX was not good, and there was a constant withdrawal. So as the FUD was happening on Twitter, I was taking a look at this chart, and I'm like going, this does not look good. I'm like, I think I got all of my stuff out of all my Bitcoins out of FTX when they had like 6,400 Bitcoins left.
How does Glassnode actually identify an exchange wallet?
They use a third party as part of it, and then on top of that, they add their forensics clustering type algorithm on it. So they already have an automatic algorithm that's looking at all addresses across the network and clustering that just based on interactions between the wallet addresses. And you can see them, they resolve into clusters of entities, meaning that this wallet likely belongs to this known cluster or this person or this exchange because of the interactions. And so it doesn't take long for the interactions between those coins to start to give away telltale signs that it is belonging to a previously known entity. So that layer helps them resolve this. And then there's an army of people in the industry that are labeling different addresses as this is FTX, this isn't. We know this because I deposited funds here, and that's their address. And so different you can actually just fire small deposits into the exchanges, and you'll see it arrive, and from there you can kind of build up a picture and cluster it together.
Willy goes on to talk about data with FTX that did not come out, this time with Binance's current holdings. He shows that they only have an $800 million fund to cover $68 billion in assets, which would leave a massive hole not only in their balance sheet, but because their insurance fund is correlated to Bitcoin, any crash in BTC would cause a similar situation to the collapse of FTX we just witnessed.
It feels very much like most of this is priced in, unless say Binance blows up. I noticed that Binance, SAFU fund is, it was 1 billion. I think it's about 800 million the last I checked.
I think they were saying they were going to push it to 2 billion, but I don't want to be quoted on that. But I know they are looking to increase that.
If you look at it right now, with 800 million backing $68 billion of assets, and then you take into account, over 40% of it is highly correlated in BNB tokens, and the other bit is, I think 68% is both BNB and BTC. Like if Binance goes under, like there's a major hole in their balance sheet. Their insurance fund is like 68% correlated, being Bitcoin and BNB. So you might say maybe 250, 300 million of it is solid, as in US dollar.
That's nothing.
Right, it's like 50 basis points. It's like 0.5% or less of assets under management is backed by the SAFU fund. FTX was a very different kettle of fish, because they pulled all those funds out, and then it was on Alameda's balance sheet, and they had all this leverage secured on FTT token. This would be the case only if Binance collateralized BNB token, taking huge leverage and risks. They own 40% of the BNB. Like, I don't know what it is actually. They haven't sold their 40% on the creation of that token. So there's a lot of money there that's in BNB tokens that they're sitting on, and obviously they're plugging that into the SAFU fund to give us a psychological sense that it's a big $1 billion. If they're going to bring it to 2 billion, what are they going to fill it with? Is it going to be more of their stockpile of BNB? That's a big question, is like, what is actually inside of this stuff? CZ said that they never use BNB to collateralize, but they're definitely using it as collateral inside the SAFU fund. And so
right.
There's
stuff they're not borrowing against it doesn't mean they're not using it, right?
Yeah, it's still collateral, right? It's collateral. It's like in the case of a liability, which is we're going to pay out to people losing money on Binance Exchange. That's the collateral that they're going to have to sell. So that's the liability. So this has been a good thing. I think the whole industry is starting to clean up, and everyone's looking into the risks involved with the counterparties. So that's a good thing. And, I look at this as, wow, crypto had its 2008 unwind. It's like with what happened with banking and TradFi in 2008, we learned that lesson very quickly the moment we could get leverage in the system. And, remember, leverage in the system only came about starting with BitMEX in 2018. That was the first time we get significant leverage in our ecosystem. So it's only in this bull market that we had significant leverage that built up. And the first time we could get leverage in the system, look at what happened. Like, we did everything in this industry. The players, the institutions at least, did, not we, but the institutions did everything that they could to take crazy risks, just like banks did in 2008, leading up to 2008. So, it's a good lesson.
The unwinding we're starting to see is eerily similar to the banking collapse in 2008. The extraordinary amount of fraud that was involved with FTX has still not been fully unraveled, but it's clear now that many warning signs were overlooked. As the price of Bitcoin continues to decline, the next major event that Willy Woo sees on the horizon is the bull market, which many crypto analysts agree will be unlike anything we've seen. What do you think the direction of Bitcoin and the crypto market will be heading into 2023? And what do you think will happen with SBF in the weeks and months to come? Comment down below. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. This is Library of Wealth. We'll see you in the next video.